as a mass of bodies on top of a bed. You look around an unfamiliar room, and you hear the flickering of flames throughout the other room. You hear some whispering in a female's voice, but otherwise, this place that you are in does not look familiar to any of you at all.
Which one of you bastards roofied us?
But you do smell again like the crisp smell of something burning, kind of like wood.
Kara will start kicking everybody as she tries to desperately get off from the bed, in panic.
Retty will immediately flap his wings and jump off the side as well.
Hazer's just kind of, he rolls over, looks, and he's like, "But I was warm, guys."
You were very warm, Mazer. You were actually at the bottom of the pile.
And now I feel cold, but I jump off when everybody else leaves, I guess.
You jump. Those of you that got out of the bed, you feel the floor. The floor is really stiff and cold, and you hear. You continue to hear the fire cackling, and the low murmur of voices from another room.
Retty shall walk out of the room and look around.
You walk out of the room, Retty, and you take a look around, and what you see is three of the people from Greenest standing around. Two of them standing around a fire, and one of them standing by a table. The two by the fire are throwing in logs and talking to each other about how cold it's gotten recently. Meanwhile, the little girl in the corner is reaching around, trying to get familiar with her surroundings.
Okay.
They are not aware of your entrance.
Okay, so we were on the bed because they put us there because it's cold. Okay, Retty deduces that and assumes that, and takes note of the child looking around because it's particularly curious.
Okay.
Does it look like he can't or she can't see?
Well, are you trying to communicate with the child, or?
I'm just looking at it.
I
Curiously.
will hug the child, but in a really like
Okay.
touching her kind of
Karen,
slowly
come
so
up
she
to the
doesn't
child,
scare.
And
So
the child's hands like are playing in front of her until her hands land on you. Upon touching you, you see her smile, and she becomes giddy and laughs, and gives you a big hug, a big deep hug with familiarization, and starts to mumble at you. She says, "Oh."
What? Who is the child? Retty asks.
An orphan, blind and deaf orphan. 1 out of 20.
Blind and deaf. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Retty's going to immediately start
A
thinking.
woman, you hear a creaking of wood as a woman turns around in her chair, and she says, "Oh, you're awake. We were worried that you guys were gone. We'd lost enough people as it is already. Would have been a tragedy to lose you as well."
I assume it was you who put us on the bed. Retty says.
"Well, not me, Bay, and neither Matthias here. It was actually the people from the moving company. They saw you sprawled out on the beds over by the Greenest Keep. So we asked them for help to move you into one of these not so burnt down houses that were left behind in the pile of that was Greenest. Soon after, a storm came over, and it's been getting rather cold, quite unusually so. So we've been trying to chuck some fire into the wood, and talking about all the people that we used to know here in Greenest." And she chucks another log into the fire, and you see kind of like you see some embers kind of like flare up in some smoke.
Retty will use Druidcraft to enhance the flames to a roaring fire.
Sorry, what was that?
Retty will use Druidcraft to enhance the flames to a roaring fire.
Yeah, they're trying to make the fire bigger. I think that's what you said.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm saying that Retty will use Druidcraft to make the flame big
Okay, I got you.
and just
Okay.
enhance it so it's already roaring
All
for
right,
them.
the flame roars, and a large like wave of heat goes through the room. Matthias and the female cover their faces as the fire gets bigger, and they take a step back. Matthias falls back and he says, "Whoa!" lands on the chair, and it breaks under his weight. The female says, "Well, that's one way of doing it."
I didn't quite mean an inferno, but okay, that'll do. There you go. My apologies.
Well, no one got hurt. That's all that matters, says Matthias.
Can Retty examine the child briefly? He may have something to help them with it.
Sure.
Retty would walk over to it then. I refer to it as it because it's human and blind and strange.
Yeah, it's a female, but okay. So you're just gonna examine her, do medicine, like a medical examination.
I was just going to look at her sort of eyes to see if I can immediately see any sort of magical mark or I don't know, anything like that.
Oh,
anything
okay.
that would imply it's not just normal blindness.
Okay, just do. I mean, if you're looking for magic, that's different than just like a general checkup. So if you're looking for magic, it'd be Arcana. But if you're just doing a general physiological
I was just
check,
doing
medicine.
perception wise. Like, does it look like
But
she's
that
got an
decision's up to you.
arcane mark on her eye,
Or you
or
can
is
do
it
both.
just basically determining
whatever.
visually that whether or not it looks like she's got some sort of injury or if it's a magical symbol or something. I don't know anything that would immediately tell me that it's not just normal
Oh,
blindness
okay.
and
Yeah,
deafness.
you don't see anything immediately different about her besides the blind looking eyes. If you know what I'm talking about, like the milky eyes.
Okay, I will ask Kara. Do you know what caused the blindness?
Nope, she was with a bunch of other blind and deaf orphans in the orphanage when we saved her. She might have been
The
born like
orphan
this.
reaches out towards Reddy, and she grabs hold of your feathers. Having never touched these sort of plumages before, she quickly starts touching you all over Reddy, and even pulls a few feathers out on accident as she is studying you and your body.
Steady, girl. I'm
Unfamiliar,
about to do you a
what you
favor.
are.
Retty would like to place his, I guess, talon, but it's in a bird of prey glove, so it's not like it's an open bare talon, onto her head in a relatively gentle movement to, not frighten her or startle her, and would like to cast Lesser Restoration, which is a second level spell, and can remove one condition. For example, can be blinded, deafened. Can I do that twice so that I can remove both conditions?
Lesser restoration. Okay.
I said that I wasn't going to take that, but then I realised in that time that I don't actually have to take it because druids get all their spells by default. They just have to choose which ones they're preparing. So I figured, okay, I'll prepare this one for today. And
Yes, you can cast the spells.
I saw a
Wait,
movie.
are these first level spells or cantrips?
second level spells. This one.
I saw a movie. A
It
guy.
makes a difference because if they're first level spells, I would say save them. For
This is a second level spell,
what?
but Reddy is fine casting it. I'm not concerned about tiredness at the moment.
Okay. All right. Well,
Character,
you cast the spells, and you see that it has no effect on the orphan.
Huh.
The female turns around and she says, and she walks over, and is examining the little girl, and she says, "Did you try using a restoration spell to cure her blindness?"
I did, yes.
She looks at the child and looks at you and says, "Unfortunately, that's already been tried already. The orphans that were in the orphanarium were under a terrible curse by a terrible demon that caused these children to be born blind and deafness, not to be lifted unless the demon was killed. I'm
Inconvenient.
afraid that your spells will have no effect on it."
And I have nothing to do with curse curing. That's it. Okay. Well, I tried. And Retty walks off a bit.
She says, however, I do respect you're trying to get rid of her ailments. Poor young one here doesn't deserve this. It's her parents' fault for having indirectly caused this to her. And she pets Billy Sally on the head. But maybe if you were to find this demon, you could lift the curse.
I was about to
You even
ask,
knew where to find him.
do you have any idea of where we might? He asks inquisitively.
You're asking her where they might?
Yeah, where she might know of the demon's location or any hints or whatever backstory to it that she knows.
She says, the only thing we know about this demon is that it lives in a very cold place and is covered in chains. But aside from that, it is a magic that was passed down from generation to generation and was created a long time ago. The whereabouts of this demon are quite unknown, but who knows? Maybe one day we'll find out what the way to lift this curse.
Ha-
And she
Has she
touches
seen the demon before?
Sally again on the head.
Richard turns to Quentin and says, Quentin, any experience with curses, friend?
Quentin says, if the Lesser Restoration spell wasn't successful in clearing her blindness, I would agree with what she's saying in terms of a more powerful curse at work. And I turn to her and say, have you ever seen this demon before?
She says, no, I've only heard of him through story, but I've not seen him personally. Quite honestly,
Could you just...
I was a little relieved whenever the orphans died, but sad at the same time. Relieved that they were relieved of such a curse, but sad that they went along with everyone else that was in this town.
Okay.
Matthias comes out of a room carrying a large box, and he sets it on the table, and he exclaims, "Look what I found!" And he opens it. He starts pulling some knickknacks out of this box.
Why?
Some different colored some different colored socks, some ornaments, and some very long stringy multicolored how can you call them, like boas. And he says, well, I guess this is better than nothing. We can at least have a little bit of fun and have ourselves an early Kringlemas.
Reddy raises the eyebrow. An eyebrow, quite significantly.
Shut up. I couldn't come up with anything more clever than Kringlemas. Okay. Sorry, what was that?
I just said Reddy raises an eyebrow. Quite significantly.
He goes on to say, around these parts, we once a year we used to celebrate a time in which a great warrior showed up out of nowhere and had given the people of a small town a long time ago great hope when all hope was lost. And he begins to pull out the ornaments and setting them around the room. The story is actually quite fascinating. Do you want to know more about it?
Not especially, but I assume you'll tell us anyway.
Okay.
Reddy just fixes him with a stare, because he doesn't blink very often, being an Aarakocra.
It's actually kind of intimidating. Okay. The day that we celebrate is in remembrance of a mythical man that sacrificed himself in a battle a long time ago between the demons of the Nine Hells and the people of a small town whose name had long been lost through the ages. The battle had gone on for about 20 days and nights in the deadly cold of winter. When all hope was diminished, failure was clearly in sight. A man robed in red and white showed up and aided the town with the effort to defeat the demons. Soon after his arrival, the demons were surely defeated. However, the strange man had disappeared along with the demons back to the place they had come from. For both the portal, the demons, and this man had disappeared into the Nine Hells. The only thing left of this man was a pouch with the name Kringle on it. In the end, the town had prevailed, but it was only after giving up all hope and suffering heavy casualties that the miracle of victory had presented itself. Since then, we celebrate Kringle's sacrifice and lesson to never lose hope even when times are at their darkest. We make a feast in his name and decorate our houses with vibrant colors, and the decorations and lights, and light a candle that will burn for 20 days and 20 nights. However, we don't have as many... God, who's trying all these things?
No idea.
Pretty kind of nods his head and feigns vague interest, and then walks to the door.
Oh yeah, my human father finally celebrated that. Parents.
I think around now we can probably use some hope. After recent events, it's quite horrible what happened to all those people in this town. Thousands and thousands of people died.
Most definitely. I
Maybe
can agree
hope
with
that
that.
our new mayor here will give us a better life. And he gives Kara a bow.
Haha.
Perhaps a better hope could be found. I wouldn't put it all in that one, if I were you. Can Retty feel any kind of a special coldness or
Can you feel
wind
any what?
or anything going through the door? Like, because everyone seems to be acting as though it's frozen solid outside. Is that the sort of impression that he's getting through the door?
You touch the door and you feel that it is quite cold outside. Not freezing, but it is getting colder and colder.
Can I crack open the door to sort of have a look?
You open the door and you see that that the sun is coming down, almost about to be sunset. You have about another hour or two, and you feel a breeze coming through, coming around the house, and you feel immediate cold just rush into the house. The woman
Okay,
says,
I'll
"Careful,
close the
don't
door
let all
again.
the heat out."
I'll close the door
Quite a
quickly
time
again.
trying to get that fire up.
I was only cracking it, and then I close the door again. My apologies.
At least we're not with that angel. I tend to drink a little bit when I'm next to that guy.
We noticed.
But I say,
The
and I
woman
just...
sits down at the table, and she begins to say out loud, "You know, what my family used to do? My family used to go into the local forest and find a tree ant, and
Thanks,
invite the
people.
tree ant to celebrate Kinglemas with us. If we didn't invite them, they would always get quite mad, and they're always quite the party trees, if you know what I mean."
Is this the
I have
the,
no
the
idea
mayor's
what you
daughter? Is this the mayor's daughter?
Yeah, it's the mayor's daughter. Keep owner's daughter.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
so
I
you know
will
another
walk over to Quinton
thing.
at this point.
You know another thing
What was
that
that?
your family used to do? Hang people.
Yep.
Can you
Charming.
repeat that one more time? You were breaking up.
You know another thing that your family used to do? Hang people.
You surely can't put that blame on me. I have nothing to do with that.
No, it's wizard. Don't worry about it.
Say it's wizard.
Yeah, wizard's a word we wizards use.
It's a wizard. I love that. Reggie will walk
Matthias
over to Quentin.
walks slowly over, and he looks at Reddy and says, "You know, it would be nice if we could have a tree on to celebrate this year. Maybe having someone else around would keep us a little bit more company, maybe even a little bit more safe. Maybe you
Perhaps
can
it
go out
would.
into the local forest and get one for us."
Or you could perhaps go out and get one for yourself? Raise his
Yeah.
eyebrow.
Well, in my state, I'm not exactly made for travel. I'm quite old for that. Besides,
Oh,
you
you're old?
could all
I
prove
apologize, I
yourselves
didn't
that you can
notice.
handle the dangers that are around here. Myself, not so much.
How far away is this forest?
Oh, not that far. About a 10-minute walk.
Quick question, is my leg healed?
No.
Yes.
You know what? Let's just say for the sake of what's going on, yes.
The cleric says
But
yes.
whenever we
therefore
start
it
up
is.
with the rest of the campaign, no.
Shit. Well, right now it's good, but okay.
What, so we're travelling in time? Could I use a lesser restoration to fix his leg?
Actually, you can.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Retty will notice his leg as he limps into the room.
Oh no, I'm limping off of my chair right now. I was sitting in front of the chair in
Oh,
the front
sorry,
of
my
fire,
bad.
snoring.
My bad, sorry about that. Retty will walk over to you then, I guess. Press a talon to your leg and use lesser restoration to fix it.
I'm more as he's doing
Azer,
that.
you feel a painful snap as the bones fixate themselves back into place. After a few seconds of pain, you feel immediately better as your leg feels good as new.
Try not to break it again, friend.
I look at you. I have the deepest, like, you are the best friend I have right now. As I'm kind of testing out the leg, kind of bouncing on a little bit. And then I just break out into a dance and start dancing around. Azer's happy.
I would like to
Don't
So
stay.
Sally continues moving around the room
I'll
and
sit right
bumps
here.
into Quentin. She begins to feel you up and down, Quentin, and puts her hands on your face, and then rubs your bald head, trying to get familiar with who you are.
Has she done this to anyone else in the room?
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh, okay. I kind of stand there as she's familiarizing herself with me. I just say,
You
my
feel
name's
her grab for
Quentin.
your hand, and she start holding your hand,
Mhm.
and making you touch her face as well.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. She's blind and deaf. Cursed, apparently.
I'm more
Okay.
interested as I'm sitting next to this female. Where's this demon located? Do you have any idea?
Well, the last time anyone ever seen this demon was about 200 years ago, in, I believe, the Great North. But besides that, no one has ever seen it since then, despite multiple expeditions to the north.
Definitely something to put a pin in. Do we have a plan for our current predicament? Brady will turn to like the group and ask this.
Which one? Killer Clown or Killer Angel?
Angel.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
So in this dresser, how tall is it? First off.
4.5 feet.
Oh, okay, great. So I can access everything.
Yeah.
I opened the. How many drawers are there?
12.
Oh, okay. All right. I will just, for the sake of time, open all 12 at the same time and somehow search them.
Okay, Locke. As you spend your time searching through these drawers, you find multiple women's garments, undergarments, and multiple dresses in there. You even
Alright.
find a few stray silver coins, but aside that, it seems to be all clothing.
Okay, I
Women's
take the
clothing.
coins. I take the silver.
Okay, you find 7 silver pieces in there.
Lovely. Okay, I close the drawers now. We'll then go to this one. And search however many drawers there are, assuming 12.
The drawers there are completely empty.
Oh, perfect. Great.
They seem to have been ransacked.
Eventful.
Retro will turn to Quentin after people have announced that there's no plan. Any ideas, friend?
Um,
Yeah.
I
What are
should
you
have
gonna
Regina here, but she's not here. Give me a second. I gotta copy her over.
Um.
I know
Quentin
it's
is
someone.
still kind of getting his face touched by the little girl. And he looks over to Reddy and says, I'm really not too sure. What do you think we should do?
Well, we know where the artifacts are located. We just have to find the locations themselves. Sorry.
I'm missing someone else. Give me a second.
True.
I made a list actually, didn't I? 1 second.
Yeah.
Carol will just stand up and just pick up the child.
Leosin gets up, which is assuming he was here the whole time, and he says, "Hold on. First things first. We made an agreement a long time ago that you would help me escort Regina and yourselves back to El Terrell in order to inform the Gauntlet and create an organized force against this cult. Was that something that we had forgotten? Regina
Oh,
seems,
I
yes, we
apologize.
know.
I hadn't been
That's
told.
something that we really should do.
We're new here, and Betty will point to Quentin himself.
Well, I excuse you, but as for your fellow friends, Kara and Azer, they should know better by now.
They really should.
Yeah, we didn't have much time to help you on that. You know?
Yes, and time isn't really something that we exactly have. It's a 6-day travel to El Terrell from here. That's
Is
on
that
horseback.
in any way near Baldur's Gate? Or Grey Peak
El Terrell?
Mountains?
I would look over and I'd be like, well, can't we enjoy a night first and then go? What's one more
Well, that
night?
we can. However, I
When-
must also ask you that when we were in the cave, you said you wanted to hatch these dragon eggs, correct?
Why
Yeah.
not?
And that was about a day ago, correct? So, if the dragon eggs are to hatch in 6 days, and it takes 6 days to get to El Terrell, what exactly is your plan, if I may ask?
Hearing this, Betty's like, wait. Dragon eggs? Hatching?
Yeah.
Explain.
It seemed
We need to get
pretty...
back to the cave.
It seemed like a pretty wizard idea, you know, getting a bunch of dragon eggs and getting
Metallic
dragons.
dragons?
Not my forte.
Oh, come on. They're going to be pretty. We'll have pets.
Yeah.
Are they
doesn't-
metallic eggs?
I don't think
No,
so.
they're dragon eggs. Why would they be made out of metal?
Retty face bounce. May I see the eggs, please?
They were at the cave. We have to go back there then. But first, I heard something about going to go find a dancing tree. Let's go find a dancing tree first.
With the fate of the world at stake?
And your point?
Well, it seems that we have choices, don't we? Says Regina. We can either sit here and wait, in which case if we are, I'd rather be up for some celebration. My feet are tired and we've been fighting way too much lately. She puts her feet up on the table.
I'll just turn around and say, Halfling, get over here. I don't even know your name.
Ouch. I'm in this room. What am I looking at?
You're looking at a shelf of expired food and a bunch of ransacked dresser.
Oh. What about the barrels?
You look inside the barrels and you find wine. Some lots of wine.
Oh. Well,
Mm.
this is a shitty shack.
Well, it was ransacked, remember?
Ramshacked.
During the raid.
Oh, okay, sure, yes.
Retty will turn to Quentin and say, well, whatever these lot are doing, we need to get to Baldur's Gate.
Regina looks at you and
go
says, why
everywhere.
Oh, sorry?
We
Why
will go
Baldur's Gate?
everywhere.
Well, Retty doesn't have it, actually. Retty pulls out his journal and shows him a note saying, clear orb under Baldur's Gate in Underdark. Written
I think
in
we have
ink.
some matters that are far more pressing, such as Tiamat, these dragons, and not to mention that that we all need to go to El Terrell first. We have some obligations to complete first before we can even go there.
Yeah,
which-
like hatching our babies.
You're
And
right,
quite
of course.
ironically
The
enough,
fate of the
Dragon
world
Cult
is
going
far
to
less
Baldur's
relevant.
Gate as well.
Yeah, we should probably help Lawson on this. Just to get rid of, and I just look at Regina, and then just look at Reddy.
Yes,
So-
the cult we now need to help.
Has the
We
cult what?
want, we want to get rid of that, right?
Yes.
Raised eyebrows. The cult that we need to help summon Tiamat.
Mm.
Regina looks at you and says, "Are you crazy? We're trying to stop Tiamat from coming. What is this about bringing Big Tiamat back? Who are you working for?" And she pulls
I
out
know,
a
it's
scimitar,
crazy, isn't it?
pointing it at you.
Very inconvenient, I know, but we need to do it to save the world. Or at least some crazy person in an alternate dimension told us. It's very strange. You understand.
Regina, put that sword down
No,
before you
don't
hurt
understand.
yourself.
Why is it that we've been working this entire time to keep the world from being destroyed, yet you want to destroy it to save it? What is your plan?
It's quite simple.
What
New
is this?
information has revealed
And
that
she
we will
pokes
have...
you with her scimitar.
But he swats the sword to the other side. Don't problem with that. It's quite simple. We've now discovered that we actually require Tiamat to be summoned so that we can extract an artifact from her stomach. Not an easy task, I know. So that we might save the world from a greater threat. Supposedly.
Regina looks over at Kara. She says, "Kara, you're the only person I can trust here. What is this about?"
May I assure you, you can trust myself and Quentin too. Well, you don't know us, so fair enough.
Don't worry, Regina. They're pretty wizard. They don't mean any harm. You just put down that sword before you cut yourself with it.
She
But
lingers
he's still
and
staring and
stares at
blinking, by the
Reddy,
way.
puts her scimitar away. "I'm watching you, bird."
Yeah, you're welcome to.
Sits back down at the table.
Now, just for...
But Matthias lets out a sigh and he says, "Such drama. This really is quite a situation we're in, isn't it?" The female adds in, "This is really quite over our heads. I feel like maybe things will never get better."
You're right, we should go and get a tree to help you feel better.
Yeah, I think that's useless. We should just probably either kill the demon, take Regina to wherever she needs to go, rather than doing nothing.
Yeah, Reddy was being sarcastic, by the way. In case I didn't register for the rest of them.
Also, Quentin, Reddy, I would like for you to look at to join our group formally of a merry band of adventurers.
Reddy will look to Quentin and raise a very sceptical eyebrow. Sort of implying to him through a look, because they're relatively familiar with each other, after what we've seen of them.
Well, just ignore the
I'd say
whole
at
me
this
getting
point,
a little
we
bit...
don't really have a choice.
Just ignore me getting a little bit drunk in that other area. I get a little bit stressed in that place.
At this point, I don't think we really have a choice. They seem to be the only people that are in a position to destroy the cult of the dragon.
But we could always kill them and have them replaced with new artifact holders. But he does this sarcastically, by the way. Well, not sarcastically, but kind of obviously not meaning it kind of fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Regina pulls out her scimitar and she says, "I knew it! I knew it!"
Regina, put that thing down before I make you eat it.
"Fine." And she puts it away.
Regina
Sits back
liked
down.
Retty last session, or
And
the session
then,
before last, rather.
Says to Hazer, "Oh, yeah, continue that. That's pretty good. A little lower."
That is great. I have this contract that I just made for us, which I think it would help us work better as a group. Just
And how would a piece of paper require or do that?
it will give us certain rules so we don't go, killing each other. And then I just some of our members went a little bit crazy and killed each other.
Yes, members of the group we want to be joining. Again, sarcastically.
They're dead. We had nothing to do about it. He kind of committed suicide.
Talking about which, Regina adds in, "I still think we should at least do right by them and at least make some sort of funeral service for them. Quite
Yes.
horrible that
Yes,
we just left them
definitely.
there too as well."
Their bodies might be rotting because Emsa decided it's a good idea to put some bodies inside a bag of holding.
He did what? Regina says out loud.
Retty's also very curious.
He's a sick fellow.
Who did this?
The Emsa, he's the The sneaky one on that other side over there.
Yeah, the guy that's not here today.
Damn. Inconvenient. Reddy kind of looks at him sharply and notes it in the back of his head. Not to be trusted.
Enzo, I mean, I know what he has. He tries to defend himself and says, well, in my defense, I mean, I was trying to put him in the bag in order to make him easier to bury later.
Sure.
That is not a defense.
But also the contract is for our own protection because he had a scuffle with one of the persons that died. He didn't kill him, of course, but there was a scuffle where he took something from that person and there was a fight between them almost. And he ended up getting beat up himself because he, from what we think, he was kind of stealing from the group. And this would kind of prevent most of that.
Then Regina adds in, yes, Broderick was actually acting rather strange. Actually, he's been acting strange ever since I found you in that ice cave. Heavens knows what happened to that guy. He went mad.
I mean, yeah, and Malcolm. He was quite... I quite miss him now.
Oh, Malcron. And Regina puts her hands on her head. Leans her head in her hands.
I just put the contract like on the table. Have a look, Quentin and Reddy. It is quite simple, but you can do pretty much anything you want, but nothing that pretty much harms the group.
What if we want to harm the group?
Then it might end up with some members trying to kill you. I don't know. I'm not very much into that, but I don't know.
Would that not happen regardless of said paper?
Yeah, it would help. Like, laws are paper. The ones that enforce it are the ones that pretty much keep the world in order, in a way.
And we already know the laws,
these
so...
laws?
Yes, but we rarely abide to them.
And why would this paper make us abide to them? Abide by them?
Because pretty much you're giving like your word, apart from something else, and pretty much it's hard to say. Think of it as like working for the group, and if more people come in, we can expand our operations, make this place a better place to live, I guess, and they can sign a contract and so on. And then if we are able to create like an organization or something, then there'll be some kind of order in that organization.
Leosin picks up your paper and reads it over, and he says, you know, I really like the way you think here, Kara. Whenever we get to El Terrell, maybe...
and also, I forgot, sorry, Reddy.
You can all join us as well in our organization. Something such as this is actually quite similar to something that we have.
It helps also with party members infighting, in case somebody takes something from you, or you're like fighting over something. It can be easily settled without having anybody having to stab each other.
Okay, and how does this paper help that?
Because everybody's agreeing that it will be settled in certain manners that do not implicit death.
And we need the paper to agree why? Oh, I read he's confused because he's a druid. He doesn't really get this kind of thing. And an Arakocra as well.
Quentin, you're understanding me, right?
Yeah,
Regina walks over
kind
to
of.
Reddy, and she kind of looks down at you and says, you know, I may not like you. You have a sort of innocence about you. How long have you been among us?
About 2 days. We met 2 days ago.
No, not us. I mean, our society, the way we work.
Oh, I've been around
What, like
for
humans
around
in
2
general?
years.
Yeah. 2 years. Okay, now I see. Kara, I believe that the reason Reddy is confused is that he has not quite seen the full extent to which humans and people and those creatures of our society destroy themselves.
Yes. Oh,
Ready?
okay.
Believe it or not, this paper might seem a little silly, but it will go a long way in showing that that you entrust that you trust your fellow party members and that you give your word to us, and that is something that is important because we don't know who not to trust these days.
Oh,
I
And you
understand the
signing this
concept, but
gives us your word that if you were to break this oath, that you would suffer the consequences that you agreed to,
I understand that. I'm just confused by.
knowing that that breaking the oath that they would happen.
it
And
will
if
also.
I was to be untrustworthy and signed the paper, I would suddenly not be untrustworthy. That doesn't quite make sense to me.
Well, do you have any reason not to sign it?
No, but I have no reason for anyone to take my piece of ink on a paper any more seriously than my own character. And the same for you lot.
Imagine if.
It means literally nothing.
I
Maybe to you,
understand.
but you must understand that for us it actually means quite a lot more.
Okay.
As such as our
Betty
customs,
shrugs.
as I believe there are also customs that you have that might seem silly to us, but it's only a difference in culture.
My people's
Also,
customs tend to make more sense, but okay, fair enough. Betty
if you,
shrugs.
I believe you're not of the cynical nature. So if you're ever in a situation where you are innocent and not at fault, I would immediately help you without any concern of my own safety, because that is stated in the paper. But if you are trying to, I don't know, harm the group or anything else, I will not. I would not like. I mean, uh, if you're ever back into the corner, and if I will be like obliged to help you any way I can, seeing that you're not going against the contract.
Are you not already obliged?
No, because you could be possibly getting attacked by some of the other members because you took something that they wanted, like a loot. I don't know, let's say, example, a magical staff that can create super magical fireballs. And one of the other members decides he wants it, so he ends up fighting with you over it. And he probably has a friend. So he might not see like a honorable duel as a way to settle matters, so he might try to murder you in the middle of the night.
Bretty is just sort of staring unblinking at him and at this strange, completely illogical explanation to him, and just goes, very well, and shrugs and just signs a symbol onto the paper.
Great. Don't think too much of it.
At this
I'm
point,
pretty sure.
you hear a knock on the door, the front door,
I rush to go open
and you
it.
hear something fall onto the floor. But aside from that, silence.
I rush and I throw open the door.
You throw open the door, and the cold begins to come in, as well as a strong breeze. And on the doorstep below you, you see a rather large bag, large red bag. Well, it's black, but pretend it's red. A large red bag that seems to be kind of oddly shaped.
I brave the cold to pull in the bag.
Okay. You lift the bag and you hear some clunks and some clatters from coming from inside. But
By the way,
overall,
I
it
kicked the
doesn't
door
seem to be
shut.
that heavy.
I also kick the door shut. And then I start rummaging through the bag.
Okay. So the door's been kicked shut, and it makes a loud
What have you got
boom,
there?
and everyone in the room can hear this this
I-
boom of you closing the door.
I found it. It's mine. I get to look first.
And I just whisper already, it also prevents certain members of not the highest intelligence from hogging the necessary items for the group.
Right.
Imagine if some members have some kind of super weapon that can destroy the world and they're not exactly the smartest.
Regina says out loud, Do I have to sign this as well? As she throws the broken chair into the fire.
No, not you. I just look at Quentin. If you want, you can sign it. I'm not forcing anybody to do it. Just trying to make sure you understand.
So
Well,
what do
she
I
goes
sign?
over and says, well, you know what? I support it, and she signs it.
What
Bitch.
exactly are we signing? What are the contents of this?
It's in the player's...
Oh, do you want, let me show it to everyone so everyone can get it. Do you want me
Okay.
to show it?
Yeah, please.
Some of the rules are subject to change. Just make sure to tell me which ones. I'm just going to write
Okay,
Regina.
everyone should be able to see it now.
Just going to write Regina on the bottom. It's just 3 major rules that I try to detail as much as possible to avoid any loopholes. When you can read it in your own pace.
So when Quentin's reading it, does he get... Is that the contract in full?
Yeah, just 3 rules.
Okay.
It's not really
So
that
you
long.
get...
You can still do your thing. I mean, you can still rob from other people if that's what you get your kicks on. Or if you like whoring out, there's nothing to prevent that. But it's mostly to keep peace between the party members.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'll look over to Reddy and after having read it and say, it seems like a fairly standard contract really, so I'm not sure I see any problem with signing it.
I already have,
It
and waves a hand dismissively
Yeah.
at the contract.
Yeah. So
Me.
Quentin will sign as well.
Can you
Reddy
edit
nods
it?
at him. Reddy likes Quentin.
If you want to write your name under it. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, if you can edit it, or else I'll do it. I'll look at Locke.
I think only you can edit it, Kara.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's to prevent some
Yeah,
things.
I don't think anyone else but you.
Okay, I'll just write Quentin. Is that how your name is written? Quinton? I'll just write your whole name because I feel like your character will write his whole name.
Well, yeah.
Locke, if you would keep playing your flute or whatever, but step over here. I know we haven't spoken much, but I would really appreciate if you would partake in this matter.
Okay, I walk up to the table that's probably eye height.
I just slide the paper and put some quill and ink next to you if you want. I am very impartial, and I don't have many needs as like murderous intents or things like that. So I can be quite a... Oh my god, is she fucking... No. Ah, fuck! And I just start like, Jesus Christ. Get the fuck over here. I grab her.
Does Kara like Billy Sally
You
then?
grab onto Billy Sally and she goes,
The way you moved those markers then was absolutely hilarious.
just slowly edging its way out the door.
I just sit with her and I'm just like, oh, by the wizards.
Yeah, so I already read over the contract meta, but in character I just read over the contract, and then I just place it back on the table. Just go like, no thanks.
Okay. Hey,
and then
sir. Okay.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
Oh, you're gonna say something. You say. I've been talking a lot, so.
All right. I go over to Azer, searching through his newfound black bag that's red, and just ask him, kind of attempting to peer in.
I don't think Azer's opened it yet. I think he said that he wanted to look into it
No,
first.
I wanted to be looking through it. I I wanted my arms in it. I want to just be like keeping everybody else out. This is mine. I found it.
And it also prevents that.
So he's holding it about height higher than you are, Locke. So you
Okay,
can
so I'm
touch
just gonna
it, but you
be.
can't.
No, I'm just
Can't
gonna be
get
looking
out
at
of
it,
because he's holding it.
and then I'll look to Azer, rummaging. Is your head in the bag?
How big is the bag?
The bag is about 4 feet tall, and it's red and has like a long gold string tying it, holding it together at the top.
Yep, I've been kind of ignoring everybody. My head's in the bag as I'm kind of sorting through stuff.
Okay. So
Okay, you put your head in the bag, and your head makes contact with a stiff object.
I try
There's
to
no
pull
light
it
in the
out.
bag, so you can't see what it is. Your face is just touching a stiff object.
I am trying to pull whatever it is out.
You pull it out, and you see a box, just a regular box that seems to be kind of like patched together, and seems to be a little bit worn. It's a wooden box.
So there's a box. Can it open?
It can, yeah.
I open it.
You open the box. Inside, you see that it is stuffed with numerous gingerbread men.
I set those aside as I continue to peer through the bag.
You
I
peer
hand
through
them
the
to the
bag,
halfling,
you see,
seeing as he's
multiple
kind of peering his
boxes.
head over by me. I just kind of shove him at the halfling, say, here, as I continue to dive into the bag.
so it's just regular
Dive into
gingerbread
the
men,
bag,
right?
And you are now in a bag full of boxes.
So it's
Ooh.
just regular gingerbread men, right?
Yes. Just
Okay,
regular looking gingerbread men.
I will set those to my right.
I don't know how far in the bag I am, but yeah, I'm just opening boxes then.
Yeah, you're inside the bag and your feet are just like sticking out, and so like it's kind of like looking at a cat inside of a paper bag. Your like little legs are sticking out while you're just inside rummaging through.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
and you're
opening
pulling all
boxes
these
left and right.
boxes out, and all these boxes are openable. So, but you haven't opened any of them yet.
No, I'm starting to.
Oh, you're starting to. Okay. Well, you open one box, and inside you see a couple of teddy bears. And in another box, you see another box. Inside of a box, you see a box that has I guess like a little knob on it that you can turn. And inside of another box, you
I
see
throw the
some
box with the
more
knob on it out.
food. You see some chicken in wild box and some more gingerbread men, as well as a pint of ale and a pint of wine.
The ale and the wine
you
don't
also,
make it out.
put on an envelope, a paper envelope. Mm-hmm.
So the wine and the ale don't make it out. I throw the box with the knob. That gets tossed out to the bag.
Wait, did you drink the ale and the wine?
Yes, both of them.
Is that what you did?
Yep.
Okay. Then make a Constitution save.
All right.
Yeah, you're pretty not drunk, but you're pretty buzzed.
That's great. This just makes opening up all the stuff even better. So then I suppose, seeing as I need something to eat, I'm taking a bite of the chicken and, some of the... Well, if the chicken's cooked, I'll eat the chicken if it's cooked.
It is cooked. Meanwhile,
Awesome.
everyone, you smell the sweet aroma of food, freshly cooked and baked food.
So I take a leg off and throw the rest out. Well, no, I set the box down. I kind of set it down behind me. I make sure that everybody else sees food. And one of the teddy bears, I keep one of the teddy bears and toss the rest out again. And then I'm going to continue opening more boxes.
So,
Oh my lord. Okay. everyone, you see this scene unfolding. You see Azer inside of a bag, throwing out boxes filled with food. Throw some teddy bears out. Throw some chicken, and some empty kegs of just some empty kegs. So that's the scene that's unfolding. And Azer, you look through some more boxes, and you continue to find some new gold and purple robes, a new loot, a new empty spellbook. Let me look through my notes. You also find a really large cloak, a cane, and some sunglasses. Oh, and a toupee.
So, I take the gold and purple robes. I'm gonna put on the sunglasses just for the hell of it. The rest of it I'm gonna kind of, set outside. Um, and then, yeah, there was an envelope. I want to kind of open the envelope, and that kind of intrigued me. But the rest of the stuff I'm throwing outside as I delve deeper.
You open the envelope, and there is a folded letter inside. It's a folded parchment. Quite crisp.
I want to read it.
You read the letter, and the letter says, we feel deeply for your recent crisis and loss. Though the lives of the lost cannot be replaced, we hope you enjoy this offering to brighten your day. From the construction company, manager Steve.
Steve.
As I hold the envelope close, I'm like, "Aw, look what he gave him! Look what he gave me!" So that way I can share with everybody else. Is there any more boxes to open, by the way?
Nope, that's it. Now you got a bag.
Awesome. So I pop my head out of the bag, and I'm gonna stay in the bag. I'm gonna say, "There you guys go. That's all your stuff. I got all mine."
Okay, so there was a box with
Regina's
another...
like looking over, and she's like, "Well, looks like cats in the bag."
So there was a box with another box with a knob. I
Knob on
take
it. Mm.
I take the first box and open it to
In other
find...
words, it's a jack in the box.
Oh. Okay, I close the box that has the box with the knob in it and put it back down because I don't care about it. And I take the loot, obviously. It's L-U-T-E, not... Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just
Yeah.
a fancier replica of the one you have now. It's not the exact same one, but it has a few more strings on it, and
Sweet.
it's made of a finer wood.
Ooh.
And it
Awesome.
has your name engraved on it.
Ooh, even better. Okay, that's... Yep. Took it.
Hey, sir, you look quite good on that with those robes.
2 pounds.
Matthias approaches and he says, "Well, it's starting to look a lot more like a holiday here. I still think we should get a tree out to help celebrate whatever this is. Ooh, some chicken." And he takes a bite out of the chicken.
And I suppose I'm gonna get out of the bag. I'm gonna leave all the stuff laying around, but I am carefully folding up the bag. It's mine. As I wear sunglasses, and
so
I
you
am...
fold up the bag, and I guess you're gonna put it in your inventory.
Yep, I will put a 4-foot big bag in my inventory.
Yep, and for weight, just put like I don't know, 2 pounds.
Okay. And I am also, I'm going to strip and put on that new gold and purple stuff that I got.
So you strip out of your purple and gold robes and reveal your body to the world, and then put on a new set of gold and purple robes.
I think everybody here has seen me that, so I think we're all good. Well,
And,
except for the three new guys.
and
Yeah,
technically, I cover
Ready,
Billy's
take it out,
and
change
Billy
it.
Sally's eyes. And technically,
Ready
I
takes
cover
notes.
Billy Sally's eyes. But then remember,
Yeah,
she's blind.
I know. That's why it's funny. Okay.
now she'll double not see.
We'll just go over and feel him up.
No, she definitely won't see that ever.
Oh, by the way, sirs, I think I might be blind now. As I look at Reddy.
Reddy's taking no notice of the naked man. He's just finished talking with Quinton.
Hey, sir. A lord of a keep should always be able to read some contract and decide if it's part of his time to sign it. As I wave Acer over.
But as Lord of the Keep, shouldn't I just be defensive? You should deal with all the contracts, at which point... Yeah, I can't sign any contracts until my keep is gone. So I'm going to have to decline right now till I have time for my secretary to read it as I walk away.
Kara just raises an eyebrow in pure, like, what the wizards?
It begins to get colder, and the fire begins to die down again,
Reddy would like to
and the light
put the fire back up
is
again.
starting to get to go away from the world as the room gets a little darker, as the light starts to go away from the windows that are shining in. So, Leosin speaks up and says, "It's starting to get kind of cold in here." Matthias says, "Yes, that was all the wood we had too. Might need to get some more."
I would put Billy Sally in her bed.
Billy Sally gets in the bed, and she's rather confused. As you let go of her, she starts to freak out and is like flailing out, reaching out for you. Not quite making contact, but she's on the bed, kind of searching for someone to grab onto.
I kind of grab her hand and start tucking her in, and like just I don't know, pet her head and like, shh, it's okay, it's okay.
Okay. She stops freaking out and she yawns and she gives a big yawn, and then her eyes slowly close and she goes off into a slumber. Safe.
I just sit here and just start like, oh, God, wizards. So yeah, listen.
The woman next to you says, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
really good with kids. I'm glad she likes you. And I'm glad you like her too. I think you'll make a good mom one day."
I just slowly turn around and just look at Lawson. So, if you want, we can go do your Regina thing, I guess. If most of the party agrees. We don't have...
Listen, well, it's too late now. We're gonna have to stay in for the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, we need to cut some wood, I guess. Who's more up to that task? I'm not very good with axes. You look like a
Matthias,
fairly...
can
You
you
look
bring
like...
us some a tree on too while you're at it?
Well, aren't you a big, strong guy? Why don't you go outside and do it yourself? Just sending a woman to do it. Are you talking?
Silence. I don't know what happened. You're talking, but no one's saying anything.
I just hear
What
like
happened to
a...
Victor? Oh, there he is. Okay.
I just hear like a weird like bam, bam sound.
Okay. Regina says out loud, "Well, so what's the plan then?"
Guess we're staying.
Well, of course, but I meant for tonight.
I don't know. Go cut off a tree. I don't celebrate those human holidays. Not anymore.
Regina says, you know, I lied to you when I told you that story about your parents.
I just give off this almost mad look at her, and my eyes are a little bit twitching as I look at Regina.
Well, she can't see any of this, so she just hears you move. But then she goes on to say, but anyway, so what are we gonna do?
Did you probably tell me about my parents, my elf parents?
I suppose now's the best time than never. Sorry, Kara, but your parents are dead.
Yeah, I was. Uh, I kind of guessed that in a way. They might have died. But who were they?
They were the previous king and queen of the Feywild.
Kara's just jaw drops, and she will do an insight to see if she's bullshitting her.
She doesn't seem to be.
Kara's just speechless, and she just starts blankly looking at the wall.
This is surprising to you then, I assume? Retty takes note of Kara's expression.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of raised by humans when I was found. That's what they told me. They kind of treated me a little bit like royalty. Pampered me a little bit. I always thought I was special, but that I just thought. Uh, so why am I? How did they die?
It's quite ironic, actually. They actually died trying looking for you.
Uh, what? I went out or something? I'm like almost. I'm very nervous.
Yeah, they looked for you all over the Feywild. They finally managed to find a way into this world, but unfortunately they died soon after arriving here. It's quite a longer story than that, but more than anything, it's a little bit tragic.
Inconvenient.
That as well.
We need to get to the Feywild. Retty sort of holds up his journal again.
Cal was just like, say, I knew it. I knew I was special. I'm kind of sad about them dying, but yes. And she just starts like almost standing in place, like with her hands up.
Retty raises an eyebrow again.
Well, barely remember them, so actually, I don't even remember them. So, oh, what the hell? So are we getting attacked by boxes now?
Those are all the boxes from inside the bag
Did Acer open them?
that Azra dumped out.
What about me?
No, did you open these boxes?
He opened them and then he closed them, and so the contents are still inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll quickly look on them, see what's inside.
You find some gingerbread cookies. You find sunglasses. I mean, not sunglasses. A toupee. You also find some chicken, some cake. a large cloak. I believe that's all I said. I don't
Yeah, large
remember. I
cloak.
think that was it.
Ready?
Some teddy bears and a Jack in the Box.
Ready? I'm pretty sure in any society, people leaving food out of nowhere in front of their doorsteps is a little bit,
Oh, an empty spellbook. That's right.
just hold up. Okay. It's a little bit fishy. Would you mind, I don't know, you seem to know more about probably poison. Can you check if this thing is poison or anything?
At which point I will chime in, and I'll be like, "Oh, don't worry, it's from my construction crew."
Yeah, and he shows you the note that is from
No,
the
no, no,
construction
that's
crew
my
that's working
note.
on the keep.
They can go screw themselves. It's from the construction company.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll look at the robe. I mean, cloak. I'll do an arcana check on that. Does it have any kind of magic? Just a normal cloak.
The cloak that Azer has on?
No, he has a purple golden robe or something.
Oh, the bag. Sure. Do an Arcana check. I mean, it's an Azer's bag, but you can make an Arcana check anyway.
No, it's in the boxes. You said the cloak.
No, I grabbed it. I actually threw it on. I'm wearing it right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he has the cloak on, and then the bag was red.
I guess I'll grab the ginger cookies and the empty spellbook, I guess, and not pretty
Yes.
much.
You also notice the spellbook has your name on it.
Oh, okay. I still give the cookies to Reddy. Don't eat them, but can you check if they're safe to eat? I still don't trust people, dropping stuff.
Very well. Reddy will take the cookie or biscuit and examine it.
You're looking at the gingerbread cookie?
Yeah.
Okay. You examine the gingerbread cookie, and without rolling for anything, you notice that it's just a cookie in the shape of a man made out of gingerbread. I mean, are you checking for anything specific?
Poison, basically. Anything off, anything discoloured, any unnatural feel I sense within it.
Um,
As a druid,
you look,
sensing.
you make a investigation check, I suppose.
Roger.
Maybe medicine.
If you're
Or
checking
survival.
for poison, I would say medicine. But if you're just checking the overall, I would say investigation.
I'll go for
Okay.
poison.
Okay. Medicine. Okay. It looks tasty, and it doesn't smell of anything toxic. The insight was from... What was insight for, Kara?
That was much earlier.
Oh, that was from a while ago. Sorry.
It's a while ago.
Wait, I think.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Okay. Yeah, non-toxic gingerbread.
It appears to be fine. Hands it back. And
Oh.
sort of, when he walks away, turn to Quentin and go, don't eat the cookies.
Oh, then I'll just leave it to the child, I guess.
Quentin's away right now.
Just had to make sure, didn't want to give anything dangerous to the poor child. I'm gonna leave.
Whoops.
I'm just gonna slowly wake her up and just hand her the cookies.
She grabs the cookies, and she sniffs them and rubs them on her face before biting into one.
And then make sure to leave the other ones like in her other hand so she knows there's more there. So.
Okay, sweet. She looks
And-
very content.
Yeah, I
You
just
see a
leave it
smile
there.
on her face, and you even hear her give a laugh before you leave.
Yeah. I'll have a look at that spell book when we have time. Or anybody wants
it's
to.
empty. Yeah.
Oh, it's empty. Okay, it's cool.
And what about all this other stuff? Regina holds up the teddy bears and the toupee and
Oh, teddy
the
bear?
great huge cloak, the chicken, the
Yeah,
cake.
that's the one. No, that's the one I was talking about. The great
Jack in
huge
the Box.
cloak. But then you say Acer had it.
It's on the floor amongst all the boxes.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
delete one box for the gingerbread.
I guess I'll
Wait.
grab the teddy bear. Pretty sure nobody needs a teddy bear, so I'll just grab the teddy bear and leave it with the child. I won't fucking do the whole movement because it's fucking annoying.
Okay, teddy bear with child, gingerbread with child. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Does the one woman accept my back rub?
She does. Regina's
Awesome.
staring
I'm surprised this
quite
one
harshly. She says,
wasn't
"Back
the
off
other
my
one.
man, bitch!" and slaps the woman in the face.
I sternly look at Regina. What was that for?
What are you doing? Oh, sorry.
Hey.
I meant she slaps you in the face, not her. My bad. Yeah, she
Who,
slaps you in the face. My bad.
Oh
Wait.
shit.
who did it slap?
But she says,
Acer?
"What are you doing touching that woman?"
Acer, that was not a challenge!
As Acer just slightly looks confused for a little bit, because he's trying to understand that that's not a challenge.
I screamed out because I did not want you. I don't like Regina fighting.
I know. He had his fist cocked back because he thought, that's a slap.
Reggie
looks, he's
sighs
like-
and walks out, by the way, at this point.
Sorry, you what? So you walked out. Okay.
Just
You walk
before,
outside
just as
to the
that,
night. The sun is fallen, and it's cold, and there's a breeze, and you can't see anything, but you can see the stars
he would
night
like to
sky.
go and collect some wood for the
and hear
fire.
the wind roaring
And he's
across the
in-
plains.
He needs to get out for a bit.
Acer just starts to explain that, well, I've had relations with her, I've had relations with you, I mean, I don't see the problem here.
The woman at the table looks up and says, "What? What do you mean? You've had relations with her?"
Isn't
And
this
she,
the Keeps
pushes
mayor's
you, Acer.
daughter? Isn't this the other one that I've had?
Yes. Hoochie Mama is pushing you now.
So now they're both attacking me?
Yeah.
Acer looks completely dumbfounded and he doesn't understand why they're both pissed off at him.
Just gonna stand up and, yeah,
But
close the door too.
do I need to make this up
Regina
with
says,
another
"How many
session?
other mistresses do you have?"
I don't call them mistresses. They requested a time and I provided a service.
A service. Is this some kind of business to you? I'm possibly pregnant with child, and you're telling me this is all but a business to you.
I did not ask for
Amazing.
gold, so it's not a business.
Fucking amazing. And she pulls out her scimitar. Give me one reason not to kill this baby, and she puts it next the point of the scimitar to the other woman's stomach.
Regina?
What? Why would you kill anybody? That's not... If you have an issue, it is with me, though I don't understand why yet.
Can I hear this now that I've closed the door behind myself?
You hear the mad, crazed arguing of Regina and the other woman.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna crack the door open slightly, and if Regina
Okay,
decides...
and then Reddy, you went looking for wood and a treant. You're not... the woods are about 10 minutes away. Are you going to the woods, Reddy?
Reggie's flying, yes, to the woods.
Are the woods like 100 feet away? More than 100 feet?
The woods are 10 minutes away, sorry.
So
Yeah,
that'd be
Reggie just flies up in the air to see if he can find the woods and then heads in that direction.
Yeah, that owl will leap off your shoulder if you go like around more than 100.
Regina.
So
The woman and Azer are in a fight. Locked themselves in another room. Enzo is not
No.
here today.
No, I opened the
Kara,
door.
what are you doing?
Were we asking what Locke was doing or what I'm doing?
Or what Kara's doing.
I just send my owl with Reddy, but if Reddy goes like beyond 100 feet away, the owl would just leap off from his shoulder.
Yeah, definitely more than 100 feet away.
Yeah, when he gets around 100, the owl will just leap away and just stand around there.
Slowly moves Regina's scimitar away from her stomach, and she says, "No thanks. I can't believe you did this to me, Azer. I gave myself to you, a virgin, and you do this to me?"
Nobody asked me what my thought was of any of this. You asked for a good time, and I thought we had fun. If I was locked into some
Regina
form of contract, like,
sighs, and she
Kara
puts her fist up against her cheek angrily, and she says, "Oh, the things I wish I can do to you right now."
well, why don't you do them?
I don't think she means in the nice way. Probably the really trying to hurt you way.
Oh, well, if she needs to get out her anger, I know how to release that.
The woman goes up to you and she grabs you by the balls, really, really angrily. She begins to squeeze really hard. "Well, how's this then?"
Azer's not happy,
Okay, so
but he's
I
avoiding hitting anybody.
didn't.
What was that, Luck?
I didn't lock the door. I opened it. So I'm just gonna prepare to who is getting like very aggressive to the point of bodily harm.
You're surveying to see who is, or...
No, I'm preparing the charm person spell for in case that happens.
Oh, okay.
To look at both of the women in the face, and he's gonna be like, if I promise to stay with just you two, could we work this out? If I have to sign a contract, I will sign a contract. I will take care of any obligations that I have, but obviously I have screwed up in some form or fashion here, and I still don't know how. If you would care to explain it, I would love to hear it. I do not know all of your social customs.
How about a fight to the death, then? Me and your hoochie mama here. Survival of the fittest. Best one stays with you.
Regina, no.
Stay out of
What?
this, Kara. This is between me and Miss Hoochie Bitch over here.
I don't know what to say. I don't know why anybody should have to die, but can't it just be an honorable duel?
Oh, that's what we're calling it now. Fine. Honorable duel to the death.
Why to the death? Why does it always have to die? I don't understand this.
Hey sir, if you sign my contract, I can make sure none of them die.
Did Hoochie Mama here sign this contract?
No, but it states that it protects any of Acer's, interests in mind, so that would probably cover her as well.
The woman next to Azer kind of sticks her tongue out at Regina, and she says, I was first. To which Regina just puts away her scimitar angrily, gives Azer another slap across the face, and just angrily walks out. And leaves, going towards the forest.
Azer's looking at the whole... Well, apparently it's just Kara, and Leosin and the other guy, and I'm like, I don't know what I did wrong. Nobody's explaining anything. I'm just getting hit now.
From my my little door position, I'm just gonna call out, "Good job, buddy," and then close the door and go back to my loot tuning.
Kara's just a little bit giggling And she just looks at Aether. uh, I'll try to explain it as quickly and as easy as I can. In normal society, civilized society, which I guess you're almost like ready, you're not used to, sleeping with one person and getting her pregnant and then sleeping with another person, sex, or as you say, having fun, or I don't remember, gets the other person mad because they feel you've been unfaithful to them. Dishonest.
But how could I be dishonest if there was no signed contract?
The woman opens her legs and she says, "It's in there. The contract is in there."
Yeah.
Aether's
Aether,
hand literally goes between her legs and tries to find it.
Oh God. She gives you a slap and says, "No, I mean, you're just forget it." And she slaps her hand and goes out towards running for Regina. Well, I guess if she wants an honorable duel, she's gonna get one.
stay in here.
As she does so, she picks up a very sharp-pointed stick and goes towards the forest.
I cast
Okay,
shield
let's go
touch,
into bed.
like, next to her, doesn't really hitting her, to stop her. Intimidate her. Like, if I gotta restrain a bitch, I'm gonna have to do it. Actually, I run after her and try to smack the fuck out of her.
Okay. So you're
Would
chasing
we?
after the woman that's chasing after Regina, that's chasing after, or not chasing, but following Reddy and Quentin. And Azer, you're just there, dumbfounded, I guess.
Yeah.
And
I'm-
Locke,
I'm gonna start heading out.
you hear people running out of the house, and it gets silent.
Okay, I crack open the door, and then seeing that everyone's gone, I just kind of walk out. Hold on. Is the cloak, the huge oversized cloak, still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, I want to look at it. Does it is anything is it special? Or is it just a cloak?
It's just a cloak.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was
Can't
given
put it
off
back in
by
the box.
those construction people, so it's not really
Yeah,
expensive shit.
probably not.
In this time, because we're flying, would Quentin and I have arrived at
Oh yes, you've
forest?
arrived at the forest already, and you can feel the breeze, kind of like rushing toward, kind of rushing, past your wings as you're flying there, and it's rather cold, almost to the point of freezing, and you hear the rustling of the trees, and kind of like the howling of the wind going through the trees.
Lovely. Retty would like to sort of fly low above the canopy and ask Quentin if he
And you
sees
can't
anything
really
below.
see that far into the trees, because you don't have dark vision or anything. But yes, that's what you see. You also hear footsteps coming from far behind you. They seem to be rather loud and quick paced. Multiple footsteps actually.
Can Quentin can I turn Quentin in my hands to see if he sees what's behind us?
You can't see anything to dark vision.
Okay.
But besides that,
We'll fly
Locke, are you
towards
doing
that
anything
noise
else?
then, I guess.
Before I switch the page.
There's not a whole lot of exciting things going on here. Does it look like anything great? And anything that I could take that's worth anything here?
I mean, I guess the cake.
How am I gonna take a cake with me? I can't fit a cake in my backpack.
Well, I mean, there's nothing like quote unquote valuable. It's just kind of all like gifts.
Oh well, that's unfortunate. I'll continue to tune my lute, or play it, I guess, because it's probably tuned at this point.
Okay.
Well, they go off on their duel.
I gotta copy a couple things over.
Hey, sir, I hope you now understand. I saw him running, and I think he's fallen, I guess. If you stick
I
your
would have caught
dick...
up to you if you're running.
Okay, as you're passing next to me because you're obviously faster. I hope you understand if you stick your dick everywhere, you're gonna make people angry.
But it also made them happy.
Yeah, but look at what happens now. Probably one of them is gonna die. With your baby.
I can't believe they would do something like that. That's horrible.
Yes, and you want to be a lord of the keep. You gotta take responsibility for this and make sure they don't kill each other.
I was trying to. That's why I said we could come to some term of agreement.
You gotta be more
You're
pushier.
the ones
Okay.
that got...
Alright.
What?
Can everyone see?
Yeah.
No.
You can't see?
Yeah, I can see.
I cannot.
Holy shit. That was scary.
Fallout.
You would try and make us go into the fucking forest like forever.
Oh, I know why. It's because you don't have any... Okay.
Like I know because I'm DM, but he's like sort of like, hey, you guys want to get a tree? You guys want to get a tree? And we're just like, nope.
I put Ready further in because we've been quite far ahead with having Quentin under his arms.
Okay. Okay, can everyone see now? Can everyone see?
So would
I because I'm not there. No, I
Yeah,
technically
because you're not
can't.
there.
Imagine Acer would be more in front of me at this point. Slightly. There you go. 'Cause I did get
Quentin's under my arms.
I did get a running start, but at this point, I feel like Acer would be a little bit in front of me. Just a little bit.
I can move at 55 feet around, so yeah, I would think so too.
Well, you wouldn't be like fucking doing like 3 laps around me, but you'd be a little bit in front of me.
Okay. Quentin and Reddy, you are going deeper into the forest, and you see one tree that's different than all the other ones over here, to the north and west.
Okay, we'll
Meanwhile,
approach
you
that.
also hearing running coming up to you, and you hear a female's voice saying, "Hey, wait for me!"
Jesus, she must have been running
behind
fast to catch
Regina.
up.
I mean, you can't hear it, but there's another one running after her. You can't hear what she's saying. Are you running after the woman, Kara?
Yeah, I'm trying to stop this stupid
You said
bitch.
you were, right?
Yeah. Acer was running behind me, but since I had a running start, he would be a little bit in front of me
You
at
were
this
running
point.
towards the woman, right?
Yeah. At this point, like, Acer would have just passed me, but just... No, but Acer would be in front of me at this point. He's faster. Or, like, close to
Okay.
me. Right there.
Well, both of you hear the woman say, "I'm gonna kill you. It's the last thing I do." Running after Regina. So that's the scene, and yeah, and so you're in the beginning of these woods. It's dark, it's cold, it's windy. The wind is howling. Reddy and Quentin, you find a differently shaped tree. So we can just take it from there.
I just tell Acer, you know Regina signed the contract I was telling you to do, so if by some reason your baby mama, as I point running towards the pregnant girl, tries to kill Regina and Regina kills her, we can't really do anything to Regina because she was, protecting herself at this point.
Yeah.
Retty and Quentin will approach the tree.
Yep, just on foot. I'm just happy to have Reddy drop me off and take a step closer and can I have a look at the tree and see
How dark is it?
do I
Okay.
know that it's
you
any
take a
different
look
from
at
any
the
other tree?
And, this tree is towering above all the other trees, and it appears to
Okay.
be snoring.
Retty will hover like a distance behind Quentin, but close enough that he can pick him up immediately if necessary. More above than behind, but
Okay.
slightly behind.
Quentin looks over his shoulder towards Regina and the others and is content just to sit there and wait for the others to arrive.
About how far ahead is Regina from me?
Okay, hold on. Can we take a 5-minute break? I'm gonna be right back. In 2 seconds.
Okay.